Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it to find out, is there a new King of the Hill as it relates to weeded bourbon? So if you think about it, I think most people would agree that Weller Antique 107 is truly King of the Hill for regular weeded bourbons that you can find, right? I mean, of course, most people would probably say, oh, sure, William LaRue Weller, but that's the antique collection. It's going to cost you, if you get it at MSRP, a few $100, but more than likely, probably a couple thousand because it is still the antique collection. So for the everyday Joe, average Joe, Antique 107, most people would agree, is truly the King of the Hill when it comes to weeded bourbon. Don't get me wrong, Makers is good. Makers is definitely really good, but I think most people would agree that Antique 107 is truly the King of the Hill for the average weeded bourbon that's out there. Fast forward, you also have Bardstown Bourbon Company, who put out a fantastic weeded bourbon. They're the new kids on the block. But most recently, in the last year or so, this brand right here, High Wire Distilling, based out of Charleston, South Carolina, has put out a fantastic weeded bourbon that everyone is raving about. My good friends over at SLB, a lot of other whiskey tubers as well, saying that this is truly now the King of the Hill. So we are here to prove whether or not that theory is correct. Cool? All right. So we have these three here. Mrs. Judge set me up. We're going to do a blind. They're all sealed envelopes, letter A, B, C. So we're going to dive into each one of them. Quick overview of each one. Obviously, Weller Antique 107. MSRP about 50 to 60 bucks. I would say typically nowadays, because bourbon is a little bit more available, you can actually find Weller Antique 107 for about MSRP. Obviously, there are still some stores that mark it up, but a lot of places you actually can find it for MSRP about 50 to 60 bucks. Obviously, of course, Antique 107, so 107 proof, and the age is about 7 to 8 years. It's not age stated, but it's said to be about 7 or 8 years, right? Bardstown Bourbon Company, the, I guess, most recent new kid on the block. This one is aged 6 years, so just a year less. Aged about 6 years. Proof 106, so very much in line, right? 107, 106. And MSRP about $50, $55. Pretty easy to find the weeded bourbon from Bardstown Bourbon Company. Fast forward to the new kid on the block, a smaller craft distillery, High Wire Distilling, based out of Charleston, South Carolina. This is their weeded bourbon. MSRP a little bit higher, but this is also their top of the line product, right? So MSRP on this one is about $100. It only comes out in waves, like in different batches, so definitely harder to get. But everyone's saying that this is the new King of the Hill, so we shall see. Same exact proof point as Antique 107. It's 107 proof on the dot, and they are using their infamous Jimmy Red corn, right? Which is obviously only grown, from what they're saying, at least the corn that they use, their Jimmy Red, only in South Carolina. So they're using local grains, and then of course the secondary ingredient, the majority of it is local wheat, and they're getting that wheat also from South Carolina. So they're very much a local craft distillery. All right, let's see if this is the new kid on the block. We shall see. All right, so all similar proof points, 107, 106, 107. We're going to dive into this. I'm starting with glass A, then go to B, then C. I'll rank them at the end, open the envelopes, and we'll see, is there really a new King of the Hill? All right, let's dive into these. All right, so glass A, I'm not sure which one this is. Oh, Miss Judge poured a nice little bit. Goodness gracious. She's trying to get me crunk. All right, here we go. Glass A. Fantastic nose. More softer fruit like apple, pears, honey. A good influence of oak, but not over oaked. With all these being around 6 to 7 years, you know, none of them should be like super oaky, obviously, but a good influence of oak. Yeah, this is more apple, pear, honey, and a soft influence of like oak and a little bit of caramel. Very nice. I like the softer fruit points in this one. Very nice. All right, here we go. Cheers. This is fantastic. First and foremost, all three of these are buys. I love Antique. I love the Bardstown Weeded. And I've only had a tiny sip of this one so far, and it was amazing. So all three of these are fantastic and are definitely buys. So when I rank these three, it's going to be more of obviously which one's the best, and it'll be interesting to see if this one truly does come out as King of the Hill. We shall see. But this first glass, I'm not sure which one this is, but this is really, really good. The nose matches the palate for sure. I'm gonna leave some in the glass in case I need to come back. But this so far is in first place. First one I tried, so, but it's very nice. Tons of apples, tons of pears, tons of honey, a smidge, and I mean just a smidge, a good influence of like that oak and leather, but not over oaked. Let me get one last little sip. Clean finish. Wow, I like the apple pear note. That's really good. Very, very good. See, it's hard to, you know, this is gonna be a hard one because I personally believe that Bardstown Bourbon Company absolutely can stand up with Antique 107. So be very interesting to see where this one finishes in the lineup. All right, so glass A thus far, first place, first one I tried. All right, now we're moving over to glass B. Let's go to glass B. All right. Really dark, good color. Ooh, this is nice. Oh yeah, this is really nice. So this is a ton of like just fruit. Where this was like apple pear, glass B is very rich. Strawberries, blackberries. Oh my gosh, strawberries, blackberries, plums. More darker fruit, strawberries, blackberries, plums. Wow, there's a very like a heavy note of like a dough, like a sourdough kind of a note, like a bready kind of a note to it. Good influence of oak as well, but again, not over oaked at all. The nose on this is amazing. I love the combination of those dark fruits, those blackberries, the plums, the raspberries, the strawberry notes. This is a dark fruit explosion in the nose. All right, we're not here to nose whiskey. We're here to sip bourbon, enjoy it, see which one's the best. Real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on these 3 different brands as a whole. And then also drop a comment. Let me know which one do you think is going to win. Is there a new King of the Hill? We shall see. Last but not least, please make sure you also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? Cheers. Here we go to glass B. Cheers. Woo! Damn. That is good. That is very, very good. Very bold. Tons of like all those fruits, just like imagine all those fruits, you just blending them together and just squishing them, blending them together. The strawberries, the blackberries, the plum notes, right? All of that, just bringing it together. That is fantastic. A is very good. B is fantastic. So B is going to first place. We're going to go like this. First, so far second. All right. Whew. Now we're going to glass C. Now we're going to glass C. All right. So I was at Highwire not too long ago, just a few weeks ago, doing a barrel pick with them. It wasn't the weeded. It's just their standard Jimmy Red bourbon, a single barrel. But their whiskey is amazing, and I mean amazing. Highwire Distillery, based in Charleston. If you haven't had a chance to get their products, make sure you try Highwire Distilling. Very, very good. All right. Let's go to glass C. Glass C. Here we go. All right. Oh, man, here we go. Oh, very nice. Not as robust in the nose as glass B. This is more of a calm, very much like a baking spices meets like a softer strawberry kind of a note. Now this one has a lot more, I would say probably more oak in it, more oak, like brown sugar kind of a note. A very nice, calm nose. Very nice. The powder on that last one, boy, was like an explosion. Even at 107 or 106 proof was an explosion. This one's way more like oak meets strawberry meets like baking spices. All right, here we go. Glass C. Cheers. Very good. Wow, but again, all 3 of these are fantastic. So this is very, very good. The nose matches the palate. This one is probably the most oak forward, but it has a good influence of like what you want in a traditional wheated bourbon, like those baking spices in there and so forth as well. Very nice. This to me is actually pretty easy. I'm going to say glass B is first place. Glass, you know, I need to go back between C and A just to make sure which one's in second versus third place. All right, let me go back super quick because I just had C. Let me go to glass A real quick. All right. Very good. Very good. Excellent pour. But C is better than A. So final verdict. I'll put these, let's just go like this. B was first place. C is second place. A is third place. We're going to go ahead and do the reveal. Here we go. All right, coming in third place. We're going to go right to first after third because obviously once you know third and then you know first, you know what's second place. So we're going to go letter A, which is third place. Letter A is... Oh, Mrs. Judge, goodness gracious, this is not that serious. Third place letter A is what? Woo! Bardstown Wheated Bourbon is third place, letter A. All right. So we're going to put over here. Bardstown Wheated, third place. What is King of the Hill? Will Antique 107 stay, or is it the new kid on the block? Letter B for me, I'm giving it first place because it was better overall. It had a fantastic nose. It was very much all those dark fruits that I mentioned. Strawberries, blackberries, plums, even had like a smidge of like a soft like raisin note, but then has like that sourdough kind of bread note as well. And I thought the nose was fantastic. The palate and the finish was spectacular, especially for it being, well, they're both 107 because obviously this one's 106. For especially it being 107 proof, I felt like the palate was just superb and the finish was excellent. But letter C was very good too. So King of the Hill is letter B. Letter B. All right, here we go. Is it antique or is it high wire distilling? Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. I wonder if this is all hype. Maybe it still is antique. Letter B, King of the Hill of the wheated bourbons is none other than woo! High wire wheated bourbon. High wire wheated bourbon is the king of the hill, baby. This to me, honestly, it's better. It's better than Antique 107. Flat out, it is fantastic. This by far is the new king of the hill. Folks, if you haven't had a chance, it's hard to find because they're allocated releases. But make sure whenever you have a chance to get a high wire product, especially if you find the wheated bourbon, grab it. It is amazing. As we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, most important, salute. See you guys.